So without further ado, come on down to your mat and get comfortable. You can lay down if that feels good for you. Maybe letting the legs grow out long, coming to a nice reclined position, feeling the earth rise up to meet you. If it feels good, you can close your eyes or soften your gaze. And just take a second to really settle in here. Can notice any areas in your body that feel tension, or maybe just feeling the ground rising up to meet you. Notice the rise and the fall of your belly. On your next inhale, you can make this breath just a little bit deeper. Breathing in completely, and then exhaling out completely. On your next inhale, bring your awareness to your belly button. Feel it rise. As you draw that breath in, option to pause at the top of the breath, just holding or retaining. Before you exhale out completely, notice your navel draw towards your spine. And take 2 more deep belly breaths, just like that, at your pace. Slowly let your breath return to its natural rhythm. If you like to set an intention for your practice, this can be a great opportunity to do so. Maybe it's a way you'd like to move on your mat, or just how you'd like to feel going about the rest of your day. Whatever that thought, intention, or mantra is, can inhale it in deeply and then exhale to let it go. Can start to introduce some gentle movement now, maybe wiggling the fingers, wiggling the toes. Can turn the head from side to side. On an inhale, option to reach the arms up and back behind you. Can point and flex the toes, inviting in a big full body stretch here. And as you exhale, gently return the hands by your side. From here, we're going to start to bend the knees, bringing the feet flush with the mat. As we arrive here, take a second to really tuck your pelvis. So scoop your tailbone up, bringing your back fully flush with the mat. Palms can be pressing down on the earth. Going to connect with our breath through some movement now. As we inhale, press into the feet. Start to lift the hips up any amount off of your mat or the floor. And on an exhale, slowly lower the hips back down to the earth. We'll do that again. Inhale, press into the feet, lift the hips, maybe going a little bit higher. And then exhale, gently lower the hips back down to the earth. We'll do that twice more, moving with your breath. Lifting the hips as high or as low as feels comfortable. Meet with the back flush with the earth. This time we can start to heel toe the feet as wide as your yoga mat. You're welcome to leave your hands by your sides. Maybe it feels good to tee your arms out here. We'll gently start to lower the knees over to one side. Maybe they go down to the floor, maybe not. Just starting to gently open up through the hips. As you inhale, bring the knees back up through center, and then exhale, gently let them float over towards the opposite side. Moving with the breath now, inhaling through center, exhaling to lower, inhaling to rise, and exhaling, moving over to center. Move through one more round with your breath. Simple movement, you know where you're going. After this last one, we'll come back to center. Slowly start to draw the knees in towards your chest now. Again, you can scoop the tailbone up, bring your back fully flush with the mat. You can reach your arms around, maybe giving yourself a big hug here. Option to find a little movement, rocking gently side to side, massaging through the back body. Whenever I wake up in the morning in my tent, this is one of my favorite things to do. I feel like no matter how comfortably I sleep, my back still hurts on the ground. So this can feel really nice. From here, we'll slowly come back to center. We're going to stay on the back. Start to extend your feet up towards the sky. You can keep a generous bend in the knees. All we'll do is start to point and flex the toes. Starting to really wake up through the ankles, noticing how the legs feel. From here, we'll start to draw some circles with the toes. You can go in either direction. Option to rotate the fingertips as well. So rotating the ankles and the wrists. Make one more circle in this direction, then we'll go the opposite way. Take one more circle and we'll find stillness, feet still extended up towards the sky. From here, we're gonna leave the left leg extended up. Go ahead and cross your right ankle over the left. From here, start to bend your knees, pull your legs down towards your body. We're in like a reclined crisscross applesauce seat here. From here, option to reach the fingertips up towards your toes. Draw the legs down in a little bit closer towards your body. With that right leg on top, you might feel a nice stretch in the outside of that right hip or glute. If not, that's okay. Option to rock gently side to side. This is another one that I think feels really good in the morning in the tent or after a long day of hiking. Any kind of attention to the hips is very welcome. And take one more breath here. And we'll release the feet. Go ahead and extend the feet back up towards the sky. Point and flex the feet just a couple of times, and we'll take it to the other side. This time, right leg stays nice and long. Left leg can cross. Start to bend the knees, bring the feet down. Option for the fingertips to reach up towards the toes, ground down, pull the knees in a little bit closer. And then option to rock. Take one more breath wherever you are, and we'll release the feet. Go ahead and come back into that little ball. From here, we'll start to pull the head up towards the knees, squeeze and lift. Maybe the shoulders lift off the ground, just activating the core for a breath. Before we exhale, lower it down. We'll do that twice more. Inhaling to lift, nose draws up towards the knees. Exhale to lower. Last time, inhale to lift, activating through the core. And exhale to release. From here, we'll start to make our way up into a seat. If you want to rock a couple of times, you're welcome to. However it feels good to get into a seat, we will find our way there. So as you're ready, we'll come into a nice cross-legged seat, sit up nice and tall. Option again to close the eyes or soften the gaze. Notice how movement is settling in your body. And from here, we're going to focus on the neck. Slowly begin to lower your left ear over your left shoulder. On an exhale, gently draw your chin down towards your chest. Maybe noticing some length in the back of the neck. Inhale, right ear goes over right shoulder. Exhale, chin draws down towards the chest. Inhale, right ear goes over right shoulder. If you want a little extra this time, go ahead and bring that left hand to the top of the head, not pressing down, but just offering a little counterweight. This other hand that was on the knee, you can release it down to the mat, just outside of that hip, just lengthening through the side of the neck. As you exhale, go ahead and release everything. Chin draws back down towards the chest. And then inhale, other side. Right ear goes over that right shoulder. Option 4, that right hand to come to the top of the head. Opposite hand to reach down. And exhale, chin draws down towards the chest. And then inhale, sit up nice and tall. Taking that movement into the shoulders now as you inhale, shrug the shoulders up towards the ears. And exhale, let them go. We'll do that twice more. Inhale to shrug up. Exhale to release. Last one with your breath. From here, we'll ground down through the sit bone. So just imagine anchoring down through your tailbone. All we'll do, lean the torso over to one side, and then bring it around towards the front of the room, and then over to the opposite side. Now we're just drawing big circles. You can think of with the top of the head, slowly starting to wake up through the side body. Option to make these a little deeper, using your arms to move you around on your knees. Go ahead and change directions if you haven't already. You're also welcome to take shallower circles as well. Really, whatever feels good in your body. Make this one your last. We'll sit up nice and tall. Go ahead and bring the hands out wide on either side. As you inhale, reach the arms up overhead. As you exhale, face your palms forward. Start to bend through the elbows. Cactus the arms. Take up space here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to cactus. Do that twice more. Inhaling to reach. Exhaling to cactus. After this last one, we're going to reach the hands up again. We're going to turn over towards the left. So this right hand's going to come to rest on top of the knee. That left hand's going to go back behind. Sit up nice and tall here. Nice little twist. As you exhale, release, come back to center. One more time, we'll bring the hands out wide again. Inhale to reach up. And then exhale, twist to the opposite side this time. Again, sitting up nice and tall. And exhale, bring it back to center. Take just a second, take a little wiggle, whatever feels good. And we're gonna start to move into a tabletop position. So coming onto the hands and the knees, take a second to get yourself comfortable. And as you're arriving in this tabletop, take a second to just check in with your alignment. So are your shoulders stacked over your wrists, hips stacked over your knees, belly buttons tucked in nice and tight here. Think of a nice active line running from the crown of your head all the way down through your tailbone. So as we're here, we're going to start to move through some cat-cows. Can begin to drop the belly, tilt the tailbone back, lift the gaze for cow. On your exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the chest, coming into a cat. Moving with your breath now. Inhale, drop the belly, tilt the tailbone, look up for cow. Exhale, round the spine, tuck the chin, tuck the chest for cat. So moving with your breath. Option to find some additional movements here. Maybe it feels good to swing the hips side by side. Can draw circles with the tailbone. Whatever feels good. This is another one that I really like to do first thing in the morning, especially in my tent as I'm starting to roll up my sleeping pad, just waking up through the spine. And from here, we'll meet in that neutral tabletop position. Go ahead and bring the big toes to touch. Send your knees as wide as your yoga mat. Start to sink your hips back down towards your heels. So we're coming into a child's pose. Option here to reach the fingertips out long in front of you. Maybe bowing down, letting the forearms and the forehead come down to the mat. Can feel good to find a little movement, maybe rocking gently side to side. And also tent the fingertips. So just coming up onto the tips of the fingers, elevating the arms, getting a deeper stretch in the shoulders. And take one more full breath in and out. On your inhale, go ahead and start to rise back up through that tabletop position. As you arrive here, we're going to ground down through the left hand. As you inhale, start to lift your right arm, open up towards the right side. You can give your wrist a little rotation here. And as you exhale, we're going to thread the needle. So this right hand's going to go behind the left elbow. Option to go ahead and take that right elbow, that right shoulder and right ear down to the mat. And if it feels good, you can reach that left hand up towards the top edge of your mat. If you want to take a bind, you can reach that left hand behind you. And if you're feeling crazy and you want to work on some balance, try to lift your left knee or maybe even lifting that leg. I've done that before and just toppled right over. So if that happens to you, you're not alone. Wherever you are, take a breath. Trying to target the shoulders here. And slowly on an inhale, we'll start to reach back up, unwinding, reaching that right arm up towards the sky again, and exhaling, lowering that hand down. Option to take a rounded cat-cow as a little palate cleanser. And we'll take that to the opposite side. Coming through tabletop, grounding down through that right hand, and then inhaling, lifting that left arm up, and then exhale, thread the needle. Left hand goes behind the right elbow, left shoulder, left ear can come down. Right arm might reach up towards the top edge of the mat. Maybe we go for the bind, reaching that right arm into your imaginary left back pocket. Maybe we work on balance. Wherever you are in your practice, tune in to what your body is asking for. One side might be different than the other. That's okay. Slowly begin to unravel, gently pressing our way back up, lifting the left arm before lowering it back down. From here, option to take some cat-cows. Before we finally meet in that neutral tabletop position, go ahead and start to curl your toes, press evenly into your fingertips. As you exhale, lift the hips up and back. We'll start to move into a downward facing dog. So as we arrive here in this first down dog, take stock of how the backs of the legs feel. Might feel nice to start to pedal out your dog, dropping the heels one at a time towards the back edge of the mat. Option to put generous bend in the knees. Trying to press evenly through the fingertips, taking any pressure out of the wrists. Sometimes that's easier said than done, so just tune in. And if you're moving, find stillness. We'll take a full breath in Exhale, let it go. Go ahead and start to shift your gaze up towards your hands. You can begin to make your way up towards the top edge of the mat. Feet are slowly going to come up to meet the hands. Option again to put that generous bend in the knees. Might feel good to find some movement here. You can sway gently side to side. Option to reach for opposite elbows. Letting the weight of the upper body really provide a deep stretch through the backs of the legs. And if you're moving, go ahead and find stillness. If the arms are bound, release the fingertips down towards the mat. Put a generous bend in the knees. Plant evenly through the feet as you slowly start to rise up. One vertebrae at a time till eventually we come to standing. Go ahead and reach the hands up overhead. And then exhale. Lower the hands down to the heart center. All right, we're standing now. We can really start to flow. So we'll run through a few rounds of vinyasa. First one, we'll go nice and slow, talk you through all the different postures, and then we'll get to moving and grooving. So from here, you can start to lower the hands down. Take a breath. As you inhale, reach the arms up towards the sky, and then exhale, fold it forward. On your next inhale, halfway lift, think flat back. I like to think of my body here at a 90-degree angle between the backs of the legs and my back. As you exhale, lower everything back down into a fold. Bend through the knees, plant the palms, step one foot back and then the other. We're in plank, option to lower to the knees for half plank. Wherever you are, connect with your breath. Then on an exhale, we're going to shift forward slightly over our fingertips. Keep your elbows in as you lower down to the belly. From here, relax through the feet. Go ahead and make sure your hands are pulled back by your chest. You're going to take a couple of rounds of cobra here. For this first one, as you inhale, slowly start to lift the head, the chest up off the mat. Invitation to keep this one nice and low, but whatever feels good. If you really want to focus on the upper back body, you can lift, hover the palms off the mat. Take a breath, and then exhale. Lower it back down. We'll do that twice more. Inhale to lift. Maybe this time we went a little bit higher. Palms can be down by your chest. And exhale to release. One more time. Inhale, maybe coming up for a high cobra. Whatever feels good and available in your back today. This can also be a great opportunity to nod the head yes and no. And on the exhale, we'll lower everything back down to the mat. From here, we'll start to make our way into a downward facing dog. If it feels good, you can move through plank first, curling the toes, pressing through the palms. We're going to do a big push-up on the inhale. And then exhale, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath here. Option to breathe in through the nose. Exhale out through the mouth. Shift your gaze towards your hands and make your way up towards the top edge of the mat. Kneading in that forward fold, pressing into the feet, bending through the knees as we inhale. Slowly start to rise up. Inhaling to reach the hands up. Exhaling, hands to heart. All right, we'll do that again, this time a little bit faster. So we can lower the hands down. Inhale to rise through high mountain. Exhale, fold it forward. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold it down. Bend the knees, plant the palms, step or hop back to plank or half plank. Take a breath and exhale, rock forward, lower it down to the belly. Inhale, rise up for cobra. And then exhale, lower it down. Inhale, press up through a push-up. And exhale, send it back. Downward facing dog. Take a full round of breath in and out. Shift your gaze forward. Can start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Press evenly into the feet, bend through the knees, and inhale to rise. This time as we reach the hands up, I'll bend down so you can see what I'm doing with my hands. We're gonna reach for the right wrist with the left hand. Inhale to lift. Exhale, pull that hand over towards the left. Nice side body stretch here. Inhale, come back up through center. Exhale, cactus the arms. Open up through the chest. Inhale to reach up. Grasp the opposite wrist. And as you exhale, pull the arm over towards that opposite side. Inhale to come back up through center. Exhale to cactus. Inhale to reach back up. Nice and tall. This time as we exhale, we're going to keep the feet where they are. Start to bend through the knees. We're going to come into a chair posture. So everyone's chair can look different. Some chairs are a little bit higher. Some chairs are a little bit lower. You can keep your arms extended out. Maybe it feels good to have your hands in prayer position at the heart center. If you want a little bit more, you can start to send your weight back towards your heels. Pick up your toes. Or if you really want to work on the legs, send your weight forward. Pick up your heels. Whew. As soon as I do that, my legs start shaking. So wherever you are, we'll take one breath in and exhale. Lower it down. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to lower. This time we're going to keep the right foot where it is. We're going to step the left toes back. Turn them at a 45-degree angle. And as you inhale, we're going to start to rise up. So we're in a warrior one posture here. We've got our right foot forward, right knee is stacked over that right ankle. Back left foot again is turned at 45. Hips are forward, hands are reaching up. On an exhale, see if you can lower the shoulders away from the ears. Soften just a little bit. Take up space here. On your next exhale, we're going to keep the legs as they are. Start to airplane the arms back behind you. You can imagine pressing your palms into a table. And as you're doing this, go ahead and start to pull your chest over top of that front thigh. A lot of work in that right leg here. Maybe you're noticing it in that right quad. Wherever you are, see if you can keep your chest lifted. One more breath. And on your exhale, we're going to lower the palms down, turn all 10 toes forward. We're going to keep our legs where they are. Bring your right hand to the inside of that right foot. You're going to start to heel toe that right foot over towards the right edge of your mat. We're coming into a lizard posture here. Big, big stretch in that right hip. You're welcome to stay lifted here. If you would like, you can lower that knee down, maybe just to take a little pressure off here. Maybe it feels good to find a little movement. Can rock side to side. Wherever you are, take one more breath here. And we're going to curl those left toes. Start to pick up that left knee. Big transition here. You got this. Press into the palms. We're going to step the right foot back. Boom. We're in plank or half plank. Take a breath and we'll move through that vinyasa. Lower it down to the belly. Inhale, rise up for cobra. And exhale, lower it down. Curl the toes, press into the palms. Inhale, lift yourself up through plank. Or you could just go straight on back to that downward facing dog. There's no wrong way to do it here. Take a breath. Notice how movement has settled in one side of the body compared to the other. From this down dog, we'll shift the gaze forward and start to walk your feet up to meet your hands. Again, coming into that forward fold, pressing into the feet as we inhale, slowly start to rise up. Inhale to reach the hands up. Exhale, hands to heart. Same thing on the other side. We'll lower the hands down. As you inhale, start to reach up, and exhale, start to sink down into your chair. Maybe this time your chair is a little deeper. Hands can come into center. Take a full round of breath in and out. Remember those options if you want a little bit of different intensity. And after this last breath, on the exhale, lower it down, come into that forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale to fold. Anchor down through that left foot and then step your right toes back. Turn your right toes at that 45-degree and then inhale. We'll rise up for a warrior one on this other side. We'll turn around. All right. Again, check your alignment. Left toes are forward. Right toes are at that 45. Take a breath. As you exhale, we'll start to humble our warrior. Bring your chest over top of that front thigh. Imagine, again, pressing your palms down. Chest stays lifted. Appreciate how strong your legs are. Take a breath. Then on that exhale, we'll lower the hands down. Turn your right toes towards the top of the mat. We're going to move into that high lizard. Both hands come to the inside of that left foot. Heel toe your left toes over towards the left edge of your mat. Again, maybe we stay lifted here. Can lower that right knee down. If movement feels good, you're welcome to rock gently. Treat your yoga practice as an opportunity to just be curious about your body. And take one more round of breath here. Then we'll curl those right toes. Start to lift up through that right knee if it's not already lifted. Big transition here. Press into the palms. Step that left foot back. We're in plank or half plank. Take a breath. And then exhale. Lower it down. Move through your vinyasa. Inhale for cobra. Exhale. Either move through plank or we'll meet in that downward facing dog. Take a breath here. In through the nose. Option to sigh out through the mouth. Shift your gaze forward and then start to make your way up towards the top of your mat. Press evenly into the feet, bend the knees. Inhale, we'll start to rise. Fingertips can lift. Exhale. Hands to center. Option here, if you'd like to grab a quick drink of water, tea, whatever beverage you'd like to sip on. It's a home practice, so you can drink whatever you want. All right. We'll keep on moving here, focusing on balance for this next little portion. So as you're ready, we'll meet again at that top edge of the mat. Option here to close your eyes or soften your gaze. Just take a moment to reconnect with that intention or just your breath. If the eyes are closed, you can gently open them now. From here, we're going to shift the weight into the left leg. So we got some options what we can do with this right leg. We can either have a nice little kickstand, maybe supporting with the ankle here. If you want to work on a little bit more balance, we can pick up this knee. We're coming for stork. Is the posture that we're going for. So again, maybe we got a kickstand, maybe we've got the knee. You could also use your hand underneath your knee. So depending on what your balance feels like today, Everybody's different. So I like to think this grounded foot, imagine clawing into the dirt, your yoga mat, whatever kind of ground you want here. Balance is so important for hikers. We use and abuse our feet, so we're really going to focus on them here. Wherever you are, we'll take one more deep breath in and out. And we're going to keep that left foot where it is. Go ahead and start to step your right toes back. This time, instead of turning that right foot at the 45, we're going to turn it to where it is parallel with the short edge of the mat. So we're coming into a warrior two posture here. So we've got our left toes forward, left knee is stacked over that left ankle. Right foot is parallel with the short edge of the mat. Hips are open to the left, sinking down into that left knee. Arms reach out nice and long, left hand's out in front, right hand's behind you. Think of pulling your pinkies together, lifting through your chest. Give yourself a little smile. As you exhale, we're going to lower this right hand down, left palm reaches up and back. Big side body stretch here. Take a round of breath. On your next inhale, we'll move back up through warrior two. Keep your arm or your legs where they are. Imagine hinging at the waist. We're going to start to bring that left arm down to your left thigh. Right arm might reach up. We've got some options here. So with this right hand, you can keep it reaching up. If you want a side body stretch, reach that right arm out in front. If you want to deepen your intensity here, try reaching that left arm down towards the ground. Maybe you bring your palm down. That feels available in your hips today. Maybe you stayed anchored. Whatever you need, take a breath. On your next inhale, rise, use your core, push yourself back through that warrior two. Exhale, send it back, peaceful warrior. From here, we'll cartwheel the hands down. We'll frame this front left foot, right toes turned towards the top of the mat. This time, instead of pigeon, we're going to work in, or I'm sorry, instead of a lizard, we're going to work in a pigeon posture. So palms can come flat with the mat. Go ahead and start to heel toe your left foot over towards the right edge of the mat. We'll slowly lower that right knee and left knee. And here we are. Pigeon can be very uncomfortable for some people. So we've got other options too. Pigeon is a great one to stretch at the end of the day when you're hiking. A great alternative though is to come onto your bottom. We'll take our right leg, leave that foot flat on the mat, and then just cross your left ankle over top. We're working in that same deep left hip here as we are in that full pigeon. So whatever option feels good for you. Maybe we're in this figure four posture. Maybe we're in the full pigeon. Can stay high and lifted here in this king pigeon. Maybe it feels good to come down to the forearms. Can bow the head. Again, just listen to your body and what you need today. We'll take one more full breath wherever you are. And we can slowly begin to make our way out of this position. So if you're in this full pigeon expression, you can curl your right toes, anchor down through that right knee, press into the palms. We're just going to send that left knee back. Make our way through tabletop. Then curl the toes, send the hips up and back. Downward facing dog. Take stock, your body, if anything's moved or changed. On an inhale, shift your gaze forward, and we'll start to walk the feet up to meet the hands. Coming into that forward fold, press into the feet, slowly begin to rise up. Inhaling to reach. Exhale. Hands to heart. All right, same thing on the other side. So again, working in that balancing posture. This time we'll anchor down through that right foot. Can come up with our little kickstand here. Maybe we lift the left knee. Again, you can find that extra support. Maybe you keep the hands lifted. If you wiggle and wobble, you're not alone. Take up space here. Can find a point out in front of you to focus on. Using your breath to keep you grounded. Take one more full breath in and out. And as you're ready, we'll step that left foot back, turn it at the parallel short edge of the mat, start to bend into that front right knee. So we've got our alignment here. Reach those arms out nice and long, right hands in front. Take a breath here in this warrior two. As you exhale, left hand draws down, right hand can flip up and send it back for a peaceful warrior. On an inhale, we'll come back up through our warrior two. Keep the legs as they are, hinging at the waist. We'll find our side angle. This time, that right forearm might rest on top of the right thigh. Left hand can reach up. Again, we've got options here. So maybe that left hand reaches out nice and long. Maybe we work to lower that hand down. Whatever you need. Take one more breath. We'll slowly use your core, lift yourself back up through that warrior two before exhaling, sending it back, another peaceful warrior. From here, we'll cartwheel the hands all the way down, turn on the left toes. Go ahead and lower that left knee. We'll start to heel toe the right foot over towards the left edge of the mat. From here, lower that right knee down, and boom, you're in pigeon, your version of pigeon. So again, we can stay here. This one doesn't feel comfortable. You're welcome to come onto the bottom. Keep that left knee bent and cross your right ankle over the left thigh. So whether you're in that seated figure four or a high pigeon, whatever feels good. And this side might be different than the other. So just tune in. And take one more full breath in and out. Go ahead, start to curl those left toes, brace through that left knee, and start to send that right knee back. This time, we can bring the big toes to touch, send your knees wide, let your hips sink back towards your heels. Option to steeple the fingertips here, coming up onto the edges of the fingers. Maybe it feels good to bring your palms together, bend through the elbows, send your hands back towards the back of your head, or a little shark fin. Take one more breath wherever you are. And we'll inhale, lift the gaze, slowly start to move back through our tabletop position. From here, we're going to curl the toes. We're just going to start to walk the fingertips back towards the knees. So we're going to come into a kneeling position. This is a big stretch through the feet, which again, something that hikers I feel like we're really good at ignoring. So big stretch here. And you're welcome to stay here. If you want an additional little stretch, you can come up onto the knees, We'll inhale, reach the arms up. As you exhale, we're going to start to twist the hips over towards the left. Take your left hand, reach towards your back left ankle. Maybe you get there, maybe you don't. It's just that intention. Right hand reaches back, big back bend in our little half camel. Take a breath. As you inhale, we'll come back up. Exhale, cactus the arms. Inhale to reach. Exhale, take it to the other side. Right hand comes down. Imagine pushing the hips forward. Engage through your glutes. As you reach that right hand back, left arm reaches up and back. Inhale to come back up. Exhale, come into that tabletop position. Swing your feet over to one side and come onto your bottom. You can extend the legs out nice and long. I'm gonna start to really wind down now. Sit up nice and tall. Take a second to really ground down through your sit bones. Point and flex the toes here. Inhale to reach up. Exhale to fold. Maybe you reach for your toes. Maybe it's your knees, your ankles, your shins. You can put a generous bend in the knees too to really let your upper body come down. This can feel really, really good in the low back as well. Take another full breath in and out. As you inhale, slowly start to rise up. From here, can bring the fingertips back behind you. And we're going to slowly start to make our way down to the back. This is where we'll be for the rest of practice. Just a couple more movements here. So from this reclined position, go ahead and slowly begin to draw your knees back in towards your chest. Again, taking a moment to scoop your tailbone up, fully bringing it back flush with the mat. Can start to rock gently side to side. I don't know what we're drawing right now. Nothing. We're rocking. So we'll rock left and right. And if you're moving, find stillness. You're going to hug the right knee in nice and tight. Go ahead and extend that left leg up towards the sky. Then on an exhale, see if slowly, imagine you're moving through butter or jello, some very thick liquid. Lower that leg down. Really inviting in a long exhale before fully releasing that leg down to the mat. With this right leg, can hook the left hand on the outside of that knee before slowly beginning to guide that right knee over to the left. So a big supine twist here. Can focus on trying to keep your shoulder blades grounded down. Maybe it feels good to extend the arms out in a T. You can turn your gaze over to the right. Invitation to close the eyes and just really settle in. Take one more full breath in and out. Slowly begin to make your way back to center. Gonna hug the knees in towards the chest once more. We'll take that to the opposite side. This time, hugging the left knee in, extending that right leg up towards the sky. And then exhale slowly with control. Lower that leg all the way down before finally releasing it to the mat. That left knee will guide it over towards the right. Again, inviting in deep twist here. You get to decide how deep you make this stretch. Working to keep the shoulders grounded down. Invitation to turn the gaze to the left. Take one more full breath in and out here. Can slowly start to come back to center. Again, pulling the knees in towards your chest. We'll take these next few moments to tend to any final needs your body may have. Feel free to take any positions that feel good. Maybe it's a happy baby, kicking the feet up towards the sky. Maybe it feels good to waterfall the legs above head. Whatever is available in your practice, we'll be here for 5 deep breaths. And slowly begin to make your way into your final resting position. Maybe letting the legs grow long. Hands can rest down by your side. If you want to receive energy, you can keep your palms face up. If you want to feel a little bit more grounded, invitation to lower the palms to the earth. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze. We take this opportunity to just let the nourishment that we've cultivated during our practice really settle into the body. I'll go quiet for a few minutes. You'll hear my voice again when it's time. Slowly begin to come back into this moment. Inviting in another deep inhale and a full exhale. You can gently start to wiggle the fingers, wiggle the toes. Option to turn the head left and right. As you're ready, begin to slowly make your way up into a seat. Maybe by first gently rolling onto one side to come into a little fetal position. Taking just another moment to soak up peace and stillness. We're slowly beginning to lift yourself back up and making your way into a seat. As you arrive, take just a moment to get comfortable. Option to bring the hands into prayer position at your heart center. Maybe put one hand on your belly and one hand on your heart. Wherever you are, take just a moment to give yourself gratitude for taking time for yourself to tend to your body's needs today. We'll seal our practice with a collective breath, breathing in together and out together. Thank you for coming to join me in this space today. Namaste. If your hands are bound, you can gently return them to your lap. Take a second to just slowly blink open your eyes, maybe reacclimate to your space. Give yourself a little smile, and then just take your time moving on to whatever else you've got going on today. Again, my name is Anna. We're going to be doing this practice at the end of every month.